All right, so we are here to talk about the Mesquite ISD P-TECH. This is new to the district. This is not something that we've had before. It started this year at North Mesquite for 9th graders. It's expanding to a few other campuses next year and then Horn the following year. And so we really want to get this thing off the ground and have lots of success with it. It's a really, really great opportunity for the students. So first, let's start with what is it? Okay, so a P-TECH stands for Pathways in Technology, Early College High School. So you may have heard of ECHSs, which is an early college high school where students can earn their associate's degree. The difference with a P-TECH is it's tied to a CTE program. And so as a district, we chose our education and training program that we wanted to partner with. We have Ready, Set, Teach already on the high school campuses. That's very successful. We already offer dual credit in those classes, so we thought that would really be a good combination. We also want our students coming back to Mesquite and working. So we thought, how can we get it set up for them to be able to come back even sooner than they would already? So like I said, it started at North Mesquite this year, Mesquite, Poteet, and West. 9th grade will start next year, and then Horn the following year. So what students will get, real world skills. So they get to do different activities each semester. That will be whether it's a speaker that comes in, field trips, maybe to a college campus. There'll be different opportunities embedded with this program. Academic and social support, we want our students to be successful. If they're signing up for this, we want them to be supported all the way through. So if a student is not already an AVID, we really would like for them to be an AVID as well because of the extra support that's provided there. They'll have the advanced academic specialist on the campus that's going to be, people meet and they talk about the students in the P-TECH, who's being successful, who's not, what can we do for them. So these students are very much focused to make sure that we're doing everything we can. Work-based learning experiences, getting to go on high school camp, or getting to go on elementary and middle school campuses and work with kids. College credit, that's the dual credit, which we'll talk more about. Earning that college credit the same time they're earning their high school diploma. At the end of it, they can earn their TEA Educational Aid certification, and that is going to provide them an opportunity to come back and work in Mesquite, if they want, while they are finishing up their college degree. If they take 60 plus hours, that will kind of show how that's laid out. Within the 4 years of high school, they can earn their Associate of Arts in Teaching, EC through 6. We partner with Dallas College, so we're going to talk about that a little bit more. And now they have a bachelor's. So, we think of Dallas College as only having 2-year degrees. They now have bachelor's, so we'll talk about that. We want our students to be involved. Taking 60 plus hours of dual credit in high school is a lot. Not everyone will be able to fit it with scheduling conflicts and things like that. That's okay. We want different ways that students can be a part of this program. So some are going to be what we consider Tier 1. They're going to aim for getting those 60 plus college hours within the 4 years. Tier 2, they want to be core complete. So they're going to take the dual credit classes that can make them core complete. These are credits that can transfer to a college campus of their choice. They also have to do the 6 hours of education dual credit, which what that is it's tied with our Ready, Set, Teach program. It's just the class and then there's a dual credit piece to it. Tier 3, maybe they're involved in fine arts, athletics, they just can't fit everything, but they still want to get a head start on their future. They can do 18 hours. Most of the classes, English and math, are 3 hours. So the sciences are usually 4 hours, so it'd be 18 dual credit hours total, plus the 6 hours of the education dual credit. Everyone has the handout, which is this information. I want to point out that every opportunity is the same. on each slide with each tier. It's just how long is it going to take them to get to that bachelor's point once they graduate high school. So if they're already finishing 2 years, while in high school, they only have 2 more years. Let's say they do core complete, okay, they might have 2.5, 3 years left. That's really the only difference. We're still going to have them in the classroom, working with kids. We're still going to work on that educational aid certification, hands-on, like I said, working with Dallas College. And now it's East Texas A&M. You'll hear Commerce change their name. That's going to take a while for me to get used to. And this year, new teachers, no experience, started making $62,000 in the district. So technically, if you only had 2 years left, you can work for the district. When you graduate high school as a paraprofessional, get experience, finish the last 2 years of school, and start as a classroom teacher, making $62,000 plus at 20 years old. Pretty nice. So, Tier 2, like I said, that's the only difference. It's just how much schooling they may have left once they graduate. They don't have to go to Dallas College. Why not? They can live at home and save money. And then we have Dallas Promise and all of those great things. But they can also transfer these credits to other places if they choose to do so. And then the Tier 3, the 18 hours. So these are and you've got a layout, kind of like a 4-year layout of what these classes would look like. What I tell kids is they're not taking extra classes. These are classes they have to take anyway. So like for example, the Chem 1405 and 1407 is semester 1 and 2 of chemistry dual credit. So you're earning the high school credit with the college credit. The TECA 1354 is actually just semester 2 of child development. So these classes are already built into the schedule. You're just earning college credit at the same time as the high school credit. So that's a lot of hours. We get that. And so your counselor will work with you specifically to look what's best for you. How do we make this work for your student? So an ideal P-TECH student, who are we looking for? Well, you gotta be motivated. It can't be just the parent wants the student to do it. The student also needs to see the benefit of it. I don't know about y'all, but most of the time if kids aren't interested, they're not gonna try. So we want to get them just as motivated and be able to see the future that they have if they choose to go this path. When we were presenting this to the 11th and 12th graders at the high schools, they were really mad that we didn't have this available for them. And I said, yeah, but could I have talked you into it in 8th grade? They're like, no. I'm like, but now you see the benefit. So hopefully we can get students that see the benefit. It can be a lot of hard work, but man, it would pay off. Commitment, it's a 4-year program, so we're committing to 4 years, all 4 years of high school. Willing to learn college readiness skills, use them daily, and then we have an application. For students to be in a P-TECH, we're not looking at grades, attendance, or any of that. We want all students to be able to participate. Like let's say we had more than 25 in a group, we might use a lottery system, which is just a random system. It doesn't count anyone over someone else. But as of right now, everyone's getting in and everyone gets the opportunity. So we have the application. This tells us who's interested. And notice it's not due until the end of January because we want to give you time to think about it, talk about it. Each high school has their own P-TECH. So just for you to know, the district has this made to teach P-TECH on each of the high school campuses. So it is its own. So it is North Mesquite, made to teach P-TECH, Mesquite. So it's, yes, we're a district, but each school is its own. So we need to know who wants to participate. Let's look at their scheduling. How can we make sure they can fit these things that they want to fit and go ahead and start having those conversations. We set up the computers over here. If you want to fill out the application, if you haven't already, of course you can scan the QR code if you prefer to do it that way. You can wait and do it in January. It's whatever you want to do. You just want to make sure you knew that this is available, and that's the only way we know who's interested.